What is up, Blues? Welcome back to my channel, and we have another episode of Chels Vibes. And in this episode, we have Joe with me. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing good, feeling good. How are you?
I'm feeling fantastic, and today we got like quite a lot of topics, and we're gonna start with the first one, and it's Chelsea versus Krasnodar, our final UCL group stage game. Joe, I already know you didn't watch the game, but did you watch the highlights?
I did. I saw a lot more Krasnodar highlights.
Mm-hmm. So, anything to say like about the game? Like, who was your man of the match? Things like that.
I mean, for man of the match, from what I've heard from other people say, probably Gilmore played really well. And then, I know Jorginho scored the goal, but it was a penalty, so you can't really give it that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But overall, it seems just like a solid C team performance, pretty much. Just Lampard playing the reserves, giving them their minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a professional performance, not like nothing fancy. Yeah, I'll agree. I mean, on Instagram, I'll put like Emerson was my man of the match, but like I watched the game like one more time, and then I was like, no, Gilmore deserves it. I think he was my man of the match too. It wasn't like a fancy game. It was just like a couple of chances here and there. Havertz missed one chance. Tammy missed like a 1v1. But I think it was the final game, so it wasn't important. But let's go to the next topic, and it says most impressive players so far. And who impressed you so far the most?
Ben Chilwell for 45 mil. I knew he would be good. He's doing fantastic, much better than I expected. He's playing great on offense. He's playing great on defense. A huge step up from last season's Alonso Emerson duo in that position.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, what were your thoughts before he came in? Like, because like there were a lot of Chelsea fans. They were like, no, let's get Telles, let's get Tagliafico, let's get Reguilon. But like we got Chilwell. In the beginning, there were a lot of like people who disagreed with Lampard. But were you in the favor of like that signing or no?
I was in favor of it because I have a friend that's a Leicester, and I'm friends with a Leicester fan too. So it was kind of funny to say, yeah, we got your guy. And then I was okay. I knew he was injured. That was one of the reasons why I was, I mean, I seen him play a couple times, knew he was pretty good, but I knew
Yeah.
there was that injury. I didn't know if that was going to be lingering or cause any problems with him.
Yeah, I mean, I thought in the beginning was like conversations of like about like 70 million, 60 million for him. I was like, if we are supposed to pay that much for him, then I would say no. Let's go for cheaper alternatives. But then Leicester didn't qualify for Champions League. They had like some financial difficulties with COVID. So they were forced to sell him for a cut price, and 45 million is still a lot of money, but we got like a 30 million off basically because of those reasons. And to be honest, I know that he has pace. I was just a little bit worried about his attacking abilities, like his press resistance, things like that. But so far, he's been very impressive for me. Personally, the player that has impressed me so far the most is I know what's it called? A lot of people's were like doubting him after the Premier League return, like in the COVID thingy. Reece James, because a lot of people are like, oh, he couldn't defend. He has like lack of concentration, things like that. But so far, he's been amazing. Arguably the best right back in the league for me right now on form. So yeah, I think he's been superb. What are your thoughts on him?
He's definitely because I wasn't sure because it's what do you go with? You go with Reece James, who's a young up and coming player, or do you go for your captain, the experience, who's been serving you very
Yeah.
well for all these years? And I think Reece James has proven himself as the much better option over as Pelaqueta, and he's showing every time he steps on the field, he's a class player.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we all know that Aspilicueta like is defensively very solid. But we know his limitations too. He's not the fastest. He's not the strongest. He's not particularly good on the ball, even though he got like quite a lot of assists in this past couple of seasons. But I think Reece James is clearly an upgrade right now, and I think he deservedly like He deserves to like start over Aspilicueta because of his form, his great performances, and so far I haven't seen any weaknesses from him. So I think he's going to continue to start until he starts like playing bad, which I hope it doesn't happen.
Right.
But so far, who has been the most improved player so far, in your opinion, for Chelsea?
Probably Kurt Zuma from last season to this season. He's gotten a lot more tight at the back with Thiago. He's getting a lot more goals in the corner, the set pieces where we needed to find some more goals from. And
Yeah,
he's stepping up and playing big for when we need him.
I agree, man. I mean, I think last season he had like a couple of mistakes, but I think overall he was our best defender last season. I think he just needs that leader type of like center back next to him, like a Thiago Silva, John Terry type, someone that can like tell him what to do, where to go. And Thiago Silva has exactly been that center back that we needed. I think he for me he has like he's world class. Like his defensive abilities are world class. It's just his on the ball things. Sometimes he loses concentration. It's just if he fixes those, I think he's gonna be a very good center back at least for the next 5 years. And yeah, I think Thiago Silva has really helped him to like grow. I think give Zuma like 2-3 years when he hits his like prime. I think he's gonna be a different beast. Yeah, for me Zuma has been the most impressive too. But like as you guys know, like this season we struggle like not struggle, but I think if Kante gets injured, we don't really have a DM.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, do you think we should sign a player for that position, or you would sign like another position?
We do have like that center mid. I think we have depth there because he's been playing Mount and Havertz as an attacking mid, and then Conte. You could possibly play Jorginho in that role,
Hmm.
but if you want to play Jorginho in a more centered role, we could go out and buy Declan Rice, who would fill that role because Conte is very injury prone. Declan Rice can fill that role very well.
Yeah, I mean, Conte, honestly, this past 5 years, he didn't have injuries. It was just last year. And it all started when, like, Sorry played him in that final, Europa League final with his injured knee. And then after that, Lampard played him in the Super Cup. Again, he rushed him back. And then there were like a couple of matches mid-season. He rushed Conte back. I think overall, those small things affected him till the lockdown came and then eventually got some rest. And he had like a couple of minor injuries again. But right now, he's fully fit and he's firing. I think I'm not gonna like Jorginho for me. I think he's a sell for me. I'll be honest. Like he doesn't really have the physical capabilities and the defensive capabilities to like be in a midfield three unless you play Conte next to him. And I think last year one of the main things that we struggled was the midfield pivot of Kovacic and Jorginho. I know like they were like very good on the ball, but like off the ball we really struggled. That's why we played like with two DMs, so like they both like could cover each other. But I think now that we have Conte, we can easily play the two eights. And I think if Conte something happens to him, then we're gonna need a DM. And I know we have Gilmore and Ampadu, but I just don't think they have the experience. So I would say a Declan Rice or a Dennis Zakaria from Gladbach. I think they would be good like options for him, like to be at least backups for until like a few years.
Yeah, no, I think Declan Rice is the ideal option right now because I already know they're pursuing him, but
Yeah,
also for him, it's probably not an ideal scenario because you would most likely be backing up Conte unless you start with a 2DM system.
yeah,
But
I
if you're
agree. I
on
mean,
West Ham or you're captaining West Ham, that's also
yeah, he's a
conflict.
great leader. He's a great leader for his age, and you know that he used to be in Chelsea, right?
Yes, I did know that.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be pretty familiar with the atmosphere of the club, and I think he's versatile, so he can cover the center back position if you're like needing a center back. But I think for future, I think he's gonna be the DM. I'm not sure if he's gonna come in January, but there is a possibility that he's gonna come like in summer because like we were trying to get him this summer. It was just that we couldn't offload Jorginho and like a couple of players, Rudiger. So if we let them go, sell them, there is a high chance that we're gonna bring back Declan Rice to Chelsea. But Joe, when did you become a Chelsea fan?
Back when I was playing FIFA 15, I was much younger. I would look for a very like five-star team to play with,
Yeah, huh?
and Premier League was like the basic league, and I found Chelsea first because, well, they were blue at the time too. So, or they're still blue, but I didn't want to, it was my favorite color. So I kind of started playing a career mode with them, got to know, like, got familiarized with some of those players, and then started watching it, starting watching them play, and enjoyed watching that, and then just haven't jumped ship ever since.
Yeah, I mean, back then we had Ivanovic, Gary Cahill, Fabregas, Matic, Willian, Oscar, Diego Costa, Hazard, all of them left. Only like Aspilicueta is here, and that's about it, right? That's crazy. It was like 5 years ago. Time passed like real quick.
I know, I was.
Ah,
It's crazy to think though that all those players are gone, or almost all of them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go to the next topic, and we're gonna talk about the possible signing. So, just give me three positions that you think we need to strengthen, and give me like three players for them.
I mean, right now, I think the team definitely does have a lot of depth, but we definitely need the defensive midfielder in Declan Rice or the guy from Gladbach. I already forgot his name.
Zakaria.
Yeah, one of actually Emerson could probably still keep that back up.
Okay.
I think right no center back. There it is.
So
They
you think
definitely need.
so CDM for you, and so you said we don't need a left back.
I don't think we do anymore. No, I think we probably could use a solid backup center back that I don't have to be worried about. Like when Thiago or Zuma are out, I don't want Christensen playing. Worries me.
Hmm.
Rudiger playing worries me. I think we need to bring in a much more solid, strong center back.
Yeah, I agree. I think Rudiger is pretty much gone. Who knows, maybe even in January. But I think Christensen, especially a lot of like higher ups in the club, they really like rate him highly. So I don't think we're gonna get rid of him. I think Tomori is gonna go on loan. So be we're gonna have like three center backs. It's gonna be like Zuma, Thiago Silva, if he extends his contract, and then Christensen. I think you're right. We need like an experienced like center back who's like willing to be like a backup player. And I think I always said like you need like that one experienced and mature defender next to like a very powerful, fast type of defender because they complement each other very well. And I think I don't know, I don't really know a center back like that. Like if they're like available, maybe I don't know, maybe Boateng,
I heard Alaba was interested in the
Alaba, but
team.
I don't think he's gonna be willing to like be on the bench though.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I think a experienced defender just to provide that backup and then I guess give some tips and help the overall squad. We're gonna need that. So you said DM center back, and what was the third position?
I'm still trying to think of a third position because I think they have a lot of depth in a lot of these positions.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have to say goalkeeper
Mm-hmm.
because Kepa and Caballero haven't really proven themselves to be a strong backup option. Whenever either of them comes in, I've seen them us concede way more than when we have an Edouard Mendy in. So I think we just need a replacement that can do better than what Kepa or Caballero can do
Yeah,
when Mendy is out.
agreed. But I think we're gonna need like a winger for me. I think we don't really have that many natural wingers. Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic are like injury prone, and then Ziyech is pretty injury prone too. So I think then we're gonna be forced to play midfielders there, and I just don't like that. I think I'll probably want to buy like a left-footed like winger just to cover for Ziyech because I think it's so important to have the balance. You see, like when Ziyech plays, we have just like a whole different dimension to create chances. So I think if we have the money, maybe buying like an experienced right winger with left foot, or like a young one, like a prospect type. I think Chukwueze, you know Chukwueze from Villarreal.
Uh, I'm not familiar with him, but
Yeah, he's like a very young, talented, like a right winger. He plays in Villarreal. He's like 21, Nigerian. I think he's gonna be a good backup. I think he's gonna be willing to be like a backup option for Ziyech. And who knows if you tell him like we got a couple of injury prone wingers, I think he's gonna be willing to come to the Stamford Bridge. But I think, yeah, there isn't really a lot of positions we have to upgrade on. Back to transfer window again. Who are you gonna sell? Like the players you want to sell?
I think you have to offload Jorginho and Rudiger definitely because you can't guarantee him play time. They're
Yep.
I think they're inconsistent. Then I think you probably loan out Hudson Odoi.
Okay.
Actually, no, keep him because he's a right wing. Sell Marcos Alonso. Sell him.
Yeah, that's for sure.
He's not doing anything helpful anymore.
Yeah. Do you know what happened after the West Brom game? Have you heard about that incident?
No, I haven't
So
actually heard.
basically, halftime when he got subbed, we were like 3-1 or 3-0. We were behind, and then
It was
apparently he
three.
just went to the team bus, and he was just there. He didn't came back to on the bench. He was in the bus. Yeah, I think Lampard just was like, I've had enough. He was like, you're done. Yeah. Now to like the final three topics. You got the loan army. Are there any players you want to bring back, or you're gonna see like them having future in the first team?
So I've always been big on Barkley. I've rated him high, but there's just right now there's no room for him with Havertz and Mount in that position. So I think the loan to Villa, we can probably loan him out, probably eventually sell him, keep him on loan for a couple of years, and eventually sell
Yeah.
him. Who
Who
else?
else?
Is Victor Moses out on loan still? Because you've got to
Yeah.
sell.
Yeah, he's
He's just there's no need to keep him around. Same with Zappacosta. Sell him. Just bring in this money. There's no. I had to refresh on who was on loan. You just
um, yeah, I was gonna say we got Love to Chic too. He's like one of my favorite players.
that's right.
Yeah, I think I don't know. We have like, in my opinion, we're gonna need like another number 8 because we already have Mason Mount, Kovacic, Kai Havertz, and then we have. I would say let's bring back Love to Chic. I think he's gonna be willing to be like a rotational player because of his injury record, and I think I don't know. I think I don't know if you remember Sorry's year. Him and Hazard were doing bits.
I I don't know him.
Yeah. So yeah, he was like one of my favorite players. He's very good, tall, strong, very good on the ball. I think he's gonna be a very good backup number 8. And then we got Conor Gallagher. I don't know if you know him. I think he needs like a little bit more loan time just to gain experience. Same with Tino Angerin, like yesterday. I think they're gonna need loans to like gain experience. But let's go to Chelsea versus Everton. What do you think is gonna be our lineup against Everton?
Ziyech is confirmed out for that game, and
Yeah.
so is Hudson Odoi. So I think you probably have to start Giroud in the middle, Werner on the left, and Pulisic on the right for that forward formation.
Yeah.
Pulisic, he's a left, but I think he would do fine on the right. And then in the midfield, I'd probably go the Havertz, Mount, Kante trio again. I think that was a solid trio. If you
Uh-huh.
were to take, I would. If you were to take one of the three out, I would put Kovacic in for Havertz, who I've not been rating recently,
Okay.
but probably still start Havertz, and then the back same defensive line as last week.
Yeah. So Chilwell, Reece James, Zuma, Thiago Silva, and Mendy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's basically my team. We might see. I think Havertz is still recovering from his COVID illness. I think he was saying that he had like lack of energy. I think he's gonna need like probably like 1 or 2 more weeks to like to gain his full fitness and his match sharpness. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if he starts because he's got the skills, he's got the attributes to play. So I think yeah. But the final topic, we got the Premier League table predictions. So I just want you like to say the top six, like rank them. Who do you think is going to win the league, and then start from the bottom. I don't know if you want to.
We're in sixth place. I mean, based on what's been happening, I think Man United are going to come in sixth. And then, I mean, they haven't been great. They're very inconsistent. They're on and off.
Yeah,
But another team I think is inconsistent, but still going to finish ahead of them is Leicester City.
fair
They've
enough.
shown their ability to show up in a big game against Man City, but then they lose to Fulham, so they're also on and off. But I still think they have the potential to go back to the Europa League, coming fifth. In fourth place, I think it's got to be Manchester City. I don't think they have that anymore. I don't think they're not as strong as
Yeah,
usual, and I just don't think they're gonna make as big of a run for the title as usual.
yeah, and then number 3 to 1.
I have Tottenham at 3 because I mean they're really good right now, but Harry Kane, he's very injury prone, so that could end up causing a problem. And then it's also Tottenham, so they're not no, so
Yeah, I get you.
they can end up losing to some some I don't know, some
West
mid table
Brom, West Ham, those low
West
teams.
out of nowhere. So good at the back and really good at the front. And Liverpool with Klopp are just an absolute machine. Even with all the injuries, they just can't stop. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah. So you're saying Liverpool is going to win the league?
I think Liverpool will win the league, but I also think there's a good possibility Chelsea can too.
Yeah, I think we definitely have the ability to win the league, but I think Liverpool's quality and their consistency, because they've been playing the same way for a couple of years, their squad knows what to do and when to do it. I think our squad is still gelling, considering our team is very young. And I
Right.
think even if we don't win this league this year, I think it's going to be still a very big improvement from last year. And I think next year is going to be the proper title challenge that we all been waiting for. And then who knows, maybe we're going to go deep in the Champions League too.
I definitely think we can go deep in the Champions League this year, especially after you win the group. Hopefully, we'll end up with a easier team to face.
Yeah.
Don't want to be facing I definitely don't want to be facing Real Madrid if they come second, which is a possibility.
Uh-huh.
I don't. I mean, Barcelona haven't been very good recently, but I still don't want to face them because they still have the potential to be really good.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm not really scared of any team besides Atletico Madrid and Inter Milan. And I don't know. I think the teams that play like kind of like a very defensive football, like Burnley, those kind of teams, I think we really struggle against them. Uh, yeah, I think I'm not really scared of Real Madrid. They're not really the older Real Madrid that they used to be. Barca is even worse. Their defense is not the best. Their midfield isn't the best right now. Dembele isn't the Dembele we used to know. He's always injured. Messi is not old. Messi, Griezmann, like they are not really. They're still like, I don't know, trying to bring in more players, change their culture. So I think honestly, whoever we play besides Atletico, I think I'm going to be fine because Atletico, they're slowly gaining their form. Felix is performing well. Luis Suarez is doing well. So I think if we don't play Atletico Madrid, I'm fine with the rest of the teams.
I don't know if I want to face Inter too because Conte's out to get us.
Yeah, he's gonna want to get the revenge. But Joe, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for
I'll put your Instagram link down below. So if people want to follow you, they can follow you. But yeah, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Drop a follow on Joe's Instagram. Like and subscribe, and see you later for the next video. Bye bye.